Hi guys, Steady Eddie here. This time taking a walk along Walking Street, Pattaya. It's Saturday afternoon. The sun is just about to come out. Been a little bit of rain the last couple of days here, but never mind. It'll soon get back to its glorious weather once again. Confident of that. Okay, so this is Walking Street of a daytime. And what we're going to talk about today? Well, what I want to talk about today is a subject which, you know, an old subject which has always been a popular one with me. Basically the cost of stuff, the prices, and basically the big question, is Pattaya a good value destination in 2022? Okay, so I'll tell you what I'm not going to talk about in this video. I'm not going to talk about bar closures or pandemics or quarantine hotels or PCRs or RATs or all of that stuff, all that depressing stuff. No, I think I've discussed all of that in previous videos. We're going to talk about the cost of things. Of course, Thailand is legendary for being a great value holiday destination. Well, that was many years ago. I've been coming out here for 20 years now. So let's make something clear. Some places are better value than others. I'm going to talk about this video about the everyday costs of being here in the city, the beach resort of Pattaya. I am not talking about other places in Thailand. There are two places, mainly Bangkok and Phuket, that are notoriously expensive in this day and age. We had all kinds of reports, but I am not there right now, so I'm not going to comment on them. I'm going to talk about the prices if you visit Pattaya. So, just cast your mind back a couple of years before the Antarctica struck. About 3 or 4 years ago, what was the big topic of conversation regarding Thailand and Pattaya? What was the big topic? It was how expensive things were becoming here. And mainly they were becoming expensive because of that exchange rate. Now, when I first come to Thailand 20 years ago, I do remember the figure, I could get 73 Thai Baht to a pound. Well, about 3 years ago, that currency, that Thai Baht, looked like it was only going one way. It was going one way. It was just getting stronger and stronger and stronger against other currencies. And I think about 3 years ago, I think it actually touched 37 Thai Baht to a pound at one point, which made things damn expensive. Now, you do get a lot of people saying that Thailand has become really, really expensive in recent years. No, it hasn't. There's other places. I'm going to talk to you simply about Pattaya here. Has Pattaya become really, really expensive? Well, I may be a lone voice in this, but I personally think that the prices in Thailand over the years and all the time that I've been coming here, in Pattaya, have not really changed very much in terms of Thai Baht. I don't think they have. Others will disagree with that. But I think what's made it more expensive is the exchange rate. That's the thing. Okay, so let's just talk about a few things about everyday costs while you're here. So if you come to Pattaya on holiday, how much is the everyday things going to cost you? Food and beer, okay? Food and drink. Let's talk about the simple thing of beer first of all, simply because food is a little bit more complicated. There's so much variety there. So how much does a beer cost here in this day and age? Well, if you go into a beer bar, and there's a few of them open around now, you will pay, in terms of Thai money, you will pay probably an average in a fairly ordinary beer bar, you will pay about 70 Thai Baht for a 33 Celsius bottle of Leo, Singer, even Heineken. Heineken is sometimes a little bit more expensive in some places, or some places they charge the same. Some of the bars will do it for 60 Baht for a bottle of beer. Some will do it for 80 Baht. I think the average is about 70. I think 70 Thai Baht is about average in a beer bar for a bottle of beer, right? So that's in this day and age, 2022. Now, when I first come out here 20 years ago, how much was a bottle of beer then in Thai Baht? Well, if my memory serves me right, it was about the same. It was about the same in terms of the actual Thai Baht prices. I don't think they've changed that much over the years. I know others will disagree with that, but there's no way 20 years ago that I recall paying 20 or 30 baht for a bottle of beer. It was similar to what it is now. Similar. Now, that's in a beer bar. If you go in a place where there's live bands, and there are a few places which are very, very good live bands here now, I've seen a few of them, usually you'll pay about 95 baht for a beer, which is a couple of quid. It's still very, very cheap, but obviously you are paying more money because you get that entertainment. And some of the live bands are really, really great entertainment. It's nice to see them making a comeback here. And I'll give them a nice tip myself. I'll give them a nice 100 baht tip because the bands are bloody good. Okay, hello mate, how are you? So anyway, got a traffic coming down here now. Seems to be getting busier and busier. So that's beer bars. So how much to, you know, is the cost of a beer in a nightclub? Well, I'm not really sure any nightclubs are open at this moment in time, and I don't go in them anyway because I can't dance, so I think we'll skip that one. But it does vary in Walking Street. Now, Walking Street there's not really much happening right now. There really, really isn't. I love Walking Street, and I hope it gets back together again. But when it's rocking and rolling, you will pay more money for a bottle of beer here. You've got an amazing quality of live bands and go-go bars, so you will pay more for beer. You may well pay 120, 130 for the bottle of beer that will cost you 70 baht somewhere in another part of Pattaya. So obviously Walking Street is more expensive, but you get what you pay for. But that's under normal circumstances, of course, and you know, these are not normal circumstances. So how about other drinks? Other than beer? Well, with regards to spirits, you know, you can get sang some rum, and you know, for a reasonable price. Some of them do for about 40 baht, something like that. Little bit of a mixer. Very, very reasonably priced. Imported drinks, of course, are always going to be a lot more expensive because they're imported. So, you know, I personally don't really drink that much spirits when I'm out here, but I do like a nice glass of red wine. A glass of red wine you can usually get in most places for 130 baht. In a bar that's got a good live band, expect to pay 150 Thai baht for a nice glass of red wine. Just going to show you this here. Whoa, well, this is what's happening to Walking Street. There you go. How about that for a view? No, I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to talk doom and gloom. I'm not. Okay? I'm having a nice little walk, and we're going to talk about the cost of things in Pattaya. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to take a break from that little walk along Walking Street. And now we're going to discuss the subject of food. How much is food in Pattaya? Well, the subject of food is, of course, a massive, massive, massive subject. There's all kinds of stuff, anything from McDonald's to street food to fancy restaurants to some reasonably priced restaurants. So I can't obviously discuss all of it right here. But the best I can do is tell you what I'm going to have for my dinner today. And I like this place, the Swan. It's very, very much an expats pub. And it's based in Soi 13-1, or it could be 13-2, between Beach Road and 2nd Road. And they do some lovely, lovely grub here. Really, really good, wholesome stuff. There you go. Big breakfast there, 189 baht. Sunday special, half a roast chicken with roasted mashed potatoes, 169 baht. Doesn't that look lovely? Then you've got daily specials, Monday mince and mash. I had that the other day. Steak and kidney pies, fish fingers, Lovely, good pub grub. Traditional pub grub favourite. Gammon, eggs, chips and beans. I've had that one as well. Very, very nice. And you've got Thai food here as well, if you like that sort of thing. I'm not a big fan of Thai food, but every now and again, there's the prices for you anyway. A must try at only 140 baht. And here's the beer. Heineken or San Miguel, 80 baht. Leo Chang and others at 75 baht. All very reasonable. And dinner is served. Today I am having the chicken madras curry with fries and egg fried rice. Okay, so you have a daily special here, and it's all good stuff. And what I'm having here is the chicken tikka masala with either egg fried rice or chips, yes? And that costs on a Saturday 169 baht, and it is bloody tasty stuff, okay? You notice it's either egg fried rice or chips. Well, I wanted all three, so I've paid another 60 baht for the chips. So basically it's 229 Thai baht, the chicken tikka masala, egg fried rice and chips. Just look at that. Just look at that. Whoa, damn tasty stuff. Mmm. Yummy. Bloody good stuff. Excuse me. Oh, by the way, the Heineken, nice and cold. 80 baht here. A couple of other drinks that are a few baht cheaper, but 80 baht here. Well worth it. Lovely beer, lovely curry, lovely egg fried rice, lovely chips. I am a satisfied customer. Oh my god, now that was bloody good. A nice chicken madras curry, lovely egg fried rice, lovely fries, absolutely terrific. It's either or with the egg fried rice or the chips. So that was 169 baht for that meal, plus I paid an extra 60 baht for the fries. 2 Heinekens at 80 baht a piece, so that was 229 plus 160. I would say that is 300 and, what is that, what are we on there? Yeah, 389 Thai baht for that lovely meal and a couple of lovely cold Heinekens. 389 baht, what is that in English money? Oh, it's roughly about, it's less than 9 quid. I think it's about £8.50, something like that. And I would say that that is damn good value. Absolutely. Feel all the better for that. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, the Thai bar prices for food and drink have not really changed that much over the years. I know others will disagree with that, but you know, I'll hold fast on that one. They may have changed slightly, but not a great deal. It's the exchange rate that's made Thailand more expensive, no doubt about it. But let's talk a little bit about exchange rate for a moment. The current exchange rate, by the way, is 44 Thai baht to 1 UK pound, which is not brilliant, but it's better than 37. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about exchange rates and how they affect how expensive a country is. And let's put it in perspective. Let's talk about another country first of all. a country that I visited a few months ago, a country that I know really, really well because I used to have some, you know, I used to have some interest there, various things. And that is the country of Turkey. Well, Turkey's a beautiful country. It doesn't have winter sunshine, but it's a beautiful country, amazing culture and all that. And I've had some good times out there in Turkey over the years. It used to be famously cheap, not as cheap as Thailand was famously cheap, but the country of Turkey was a good value country for a long time. But something has happened in the last few years to the currency of Turkey, the Turkish lira. It has devalued big time. I mean, seriously, there's probably no other country at this moment in time where the currency has collapsed so much as Turkey. I remember about 10 years ago I could get 2.5 Turkish lira to a pound, which was still good value then. Nowadays it's something like bloody 15 Turkish lira to a pound. So you're getting 6 times as many Turkish lira for your pound. Okay. Now, I know that there are people back in the UK who think, well, that's great. That's brilliant news, because if I'm getting 6 times as many Turkish lira to a pound, then that means that when I go out there, that means I'm getting 6 times value for my money. I'm going to be living like a king or a queen or a trollop or whatever else people live like out in Turkey. Okay, so this is it. I know for a fact, because I've spoken to people, there are people in England right now who are rubbing their hands together. They see the Turkish lira going on its ass, and they want to get out there and they want to well, they want to party like it's you know like there's no tomorrow. They're in for a nasty shock, because if you think that Turkey is a great value country, well, I was out there a few months ago and yet the Turkish lira has gone down the pan, but you're not getting any better value for money, because what they do in the tourist areas, they simply bump the prices up. You know, whereas it used to be maybe 6 or 7 lira for a large pint of FS beer, now you're talking 35, maybe even 40 lira in the touristy areas. What is happening here? If you think going out to Turkey you're going to get great value, I was out there and it's not great value. It's the same as it was before. They just put the price up. So come on, let's get this straight, right? The Turkish lira has gone down the pan, right? It has collapsed. It's devalued big time, more than any other currency around. So how is it that you go out there with your British pound or whatever your currency is and you're not getting any better tourist value? They're bunging the prices up for food and drink and just about everything else. So somebody somewhere is pocketing the difference. You try and figure that one out. I can't figure it out. I was in Turkey a few months ago and Jesus Christ, the thought of paying 35 lira for a pint of beer is quite ridiculous. I don't know what that economy, what's happening with that economy. It's not a country I'll be going to anytime soon, but it's that is an example of how never ever assume just because an exchange rate is looking very, very good and it looks like you're getting a lot of value for your own currency. Never assume. You may not necessarily get good value. There's something really strange happened there in Turkey, and if you can figure it out, then tell me about it, because I couldn't figure it out. All as I know is that you're not getting good value for money there. So this brings me back to Thailand, Pattaya, the Thai Baht, the exchange rate. Okay, so you're not getting many Thai Baht for your pound in this day and age. 44 is better than 37, of course. But you know something, one thing I admire about this country, as opposed to the country that I've just talked about, is that you know where you are here. You know where you are with the currency. It seemed a few years ago people were getting dispirited and saying they're not coming back to Thailand because the currency is just going one way and Thailand's becoming a rip-off, it's becoming too expensive. No, don't listen to any of that. At least you know where you are with the currency. The currency may never ever return to 73 Thai baht to a pound. 44 is likely to be as good as you're going to get in this day and age. But the fact is that if you are in Britain or America or wherever, it's easy to understand. What I'm saying is that you can be planning a trip to Thailand and you could be looking at the Thai Baht And if you see that the Thai Baht is going strong against your own currency, then you may think that means that I'm not going to get as good value when I go out there. And that's correct. If you were getting less Thai Baht for your pounds, that means that you will get less value when you come out here. Or on the other hand, if the Thai currency weakens a bit, then you'll get better value for your pounds. Okay? So at least you know where you are with it. It really, really is as simple as that. Turkey, whatever the hell has happened with that currency in Turkey and the tourist price, I can't figure that one out. I really can't. Just bloody diabolical, but forget that currency. In Thailand, at least you know where you are with the currency. Okay? So whatever happens with the exchange rate here in the future, I don't know, but it seems pretty reasonable to me. 44 Thai Baht to a pound is not brilliant, but it's better than it was a few years ago. Okay, so we talked about food and drink and exchange rates. But how about another little subject? How expensive is... I know what some of you are thinking. I know what some of you are thinking. You are thinking, go on Ed, tell us what we really want to know. Okay? Tell us what we really want to know. How about the ladies? Tell us about the ladies, Ed. Wash your minds out with soap. How dare you think that about me? All as I will say with regards to the ladies here in Pattaya is that they are worth it, okay? Now you may have heard other stories about, you know, these troubled times, you know, girls are desperate or girls are trying to be as greedy as they possibly can be. I don't know, they're just bloody stories, they are. I've been out here for about a month now, and yes, there are some lovely ladies here. Not as many, because things are getting just kind of slowly get back together again. It's not really as buoyant as it should be, but there are some lovely, lovely ladies in Pattaya. Absolutely lovely ladies. And all I will say is that they are worth it. Wherever you meet them, whether you meet them in bars or massage parlours or whatever, the ladies are worth it. I mean, where you have to spend money on women wherever you go in the world, but where would you rather spend money on women? Would you rather spend money on Big Mary down at the social club on a Friday night? Or would you rather come out here and spend your money on these beautiful exotic creatures? Oh my God almighty, some lovely, lovely ladies here. And remember, the main thing is to treat them well. You treat them well and they'll treat you well. They really, really will. So, how much is the cost of female company? Let's just say they're worth it. That is all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. They are well worth it. I mean, you know, you get these fellas who go in bars and where there's, you know, lots of bar girls there, and they ring bells. They ring bells to buy all the girls a drink. And they're obviously guys who've got money. You know, they're of a generous nature. The girls have, you know, lifted them up so much that they want to buy all the girls a drink. And so this idea that you've got that bar fines and lady drinks, they're all ridiculously expensive. No, they're not. They're not. They're probably not that much difference than what they were a couple of years ago. Not really. Not really. And as for the bell ringer guys, well, good on them. Good for them. If it makes them feel good, good for them. I personally don't ring bells in bars, simply because I simply haven't got that kind of money. You know, I'm traveling for quite a long time, so I'm on a bit of a budget. But with regards to the ladies, yeah, treat them well. They are worth it. Save up your money and spend your money here. Don't be bloody spending it down at the social club and drive yourself into an early grave. It's better to drive yourself into an early grave out here, believe me. Okay, so I've talked about the cost of beer, the cost of bar buses, the cost of food. Well, I mentioned, I've talked about exchange rates, and I've mentioned about the ladies here, and all I'll say about the ladies is that they are worth it. Okay, they're worth it, right. So what else is there? Well, for my money, there is one thing that makes this a great value destination in Pattaya. probably a lot of other places in Thailand as well, but we're talking about Pattaya here. And the one thing that still makes this a great value destination is the cost of hotels. It is simply great. If you want to see the cost of hotels, I've done a few videos recently, go and check them out. But the cost of hotels here, you just get so much for your money. You really, really, really do. You can have a nice, comfortable hotel room with a nice breakfast and a nice swimming pool for 30 quid a night. A 30 quid, maybe 30, it varies in price, of course. Some are more expensive, some are better value than others. But the great value you will get in a variety of stuff. You can stay in a nice little pokey little hotel, pokey but comfortable and central hotel, for maybe 10 to 15 quid, 10 or 15 quid a night, which is amazing value. But if you want to stay in a reasonable one, 30 quid a night, that's great value. And let's put all of this into perspective. You've always got to put things into perspective. And the perspective is, look at the cost of other places, the hotels in other places, other tourist destinations around the world. They want an arm and a leg. Now, I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Last summer in England, I wanted to take a break from work and just get in my car and go somewhere for a few days. And I live in the south of England. I was looking at Cornwall. I thought, I'll go and check out Cornwall, that beautiful little corner of England with all that rural chocolate box imagery and nice beaches. Providing you've got the weather, parts of England can be really, really, really beautiful, well worth a visit. So I thought, oh, yeah, I'll take a few days out and I'll go down to Cornwall for a few days, yeah? And then I looked at booking.com and various other hotel sites. And I looked at the cost of staying in hotels in Cornwall for a couple of nights, and as a notorious tennis player once notoriously said, you cannot be serious. They were asking about bloody 200 quid a night for some pokey little hotel room in Cornwall. I mean, 200 quid a night for something that would cost you about 20 quid a night here, or even less. Bloody hell, man, what a rip-off. What an absolute rip-off. It makes me laugh sometimes when I quote the price of a hotel being a little bit more than what people thought. And people saying, you know, no, you want a rip-off, stay in bloody England. England, you know, can be a rip-off if you want it to be. But like I'm saying, the cost of accommodation here really, really does swing it for me. It's in terms of the hotels, whether you want to stay in a, you know, a little budget one, or when you want to stay in a five-star hotels. I don't know the price of five-star hotels. I don't stay in them anyway. I really, really don't need that. But the cost of accommodation here is simply fantastic. You know, I've shown hotels in the last couple of weeks on videos, and they may seem a little bit overpriced for some people, but those same hotels will be bloody 5, 6 or 7 times the price in your own country. So for me, hotels, and I stay in hotels by the way, because I like a reception. You know, if I've got anything going wrong, I like to go down to reception and speak to them about it. I heard of guys staying in condos. Maybe I'll do reviews of condos one of these days, but I've heard of lots of guys staying in condos and paying half the price of what I'm paying. So, you know, yeah, the cost of accommodation is what swings it for me, okay? It really, really does. So, the steady Eddie verdict: is Pattaya a great value destination in 2022? Damn right, it is still a great value destination. When you go and compare it to other places in the world that you want to go to, and you will quickly see the difference. I can't speak the rest of Thailand. You know, this video I'm simply talking about the cost of Pattaya. I can stay here for a long time. I can stay in a nice hotel here for a week and what I pay for a week in that hotel would probably cost me one bloody night in some other part of the world. It's a great value place. So, like I said earlier, in this video I'm simply talking about the cost of everything in Pattaya, not other places. And I'm not going to talk about the other issues, the issues that I don't want to talk about, the pandemic. I'm not going to talk about that. Been there, done all of that, okay? I get tired talking about all of that. So, anyway, thanks for watching this video. Keep thinking positive. Peace, love and goodwill to everyone, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.